So going into the first round, the second round of the NBA playoffs, we started on Monday. Obviously, we got to see Game 7. You guys got to watch the entire Pistons Magic game live with me. But Raptors, Cavaliers, we definitely have to talk about the second half collapse offensively for Toronto. I thought Cleveland's defense in the third quarter was fantastic. Scotty Barnes, 24 points. RJ Barrett, 23 points. Looks great on paper, but when you see he took 25 shots, not as good. I was very disappointed with Jamal Shed in the second half of this one. I thought he had a great first half, really struggled in the second. But the biggest takeaway was really the bench production for Toronto was just not there in the second half in comparison to Cleveland. Sam Merrill, 4 for 8. Max Struss, 4 for 10. Donovan Mitchell took over this game in the fourth quarter. Toronto really tried to come back late in that fourth quarter. I thought Donovan Mitchell played amazing late in this one. James Harden did not shoot the ball well, but got to the free throw line. 13 free throw attempts, 6 rebounds, only 3 assists for James Harden. I thought was very interesting. But MVP of Game 7 has to go to Mr. Jarrett Allen himself. 22 points, 19 rebounds. I was saying from Game 1 of this series, a big difference maker was Jarrett Allen's athleticism over Jakob Poeltl. And I was so impressed with that, shown in Game 7 when Evan Mobley was not struggling, but not really having much of an impact. I thought Jarrett Allen really brought that athletic impact, that interior presence, that, getting to the rim, making Toronto uncomfortable, getting Toronto in foul trouble. You can see 5 fouls for Scotty Barnes, 4 for Jakob, 3 for Colin Murray-Boyles off the bench, 4 for Jacoby Walter. Every starter was in 3 fouls. They committed 28 total fouls, and Cleveland out-rebounded them 60-33. That in and of itself is going to be the difference maker in a close game like this. 12-point win that really all happened in the third quarter. Shout out to Cleveland. Let's head into the Game 1s of the second round, because we saw the Knicks absolutely dominate the 76ers in Game 1. Now, the Sixers coming off a very short period of rest. I think that the fact that Philly being in the playoffs, not only in basketball, but also in hockey, I think that scheduling had something to do with the fact of why Philly played such a fast back-to-back round. But you could tell they were tired. They were not there offensively. They were just not able to keep up with the pacing of what the Knicks were bringing. The shot making of the Knicks, I was so impressed with that. If OG Anunoby is going to shoot 7 for 8 from the field and Mikal Bridges is going to be 7 for 10, that's a recipe for success, because we saw Brunson absolutely dominate this game. That was one thing I really did talk about heading into this, was how much, VJ Edgecombe's a rookie, played a great first round, played a great ending against the Hawks, specifically against against the Celtics. Locked up Derek White in the second half of Game 7. I was very impressed with his defense, but being a rookie, guy like Jalen Brunson with his expertise offensively just really dominated this one. Any chance that Jalen Brunson was able to put Maxey in the post or get to the paint, it felt like Brunson had his walks to the paint. And my biggest, takeaway from this was, love Joel Embiid, love what he did against the Celtics, but you could tell he was really banged up, specifically on the defensive side of the ball. His interior defense was really not there during Game 1. So many just layups that he didn't even get to contest because his body wasn't in the right spot or he wasn't faced the right way. Philly just looked tired. They looked tired right from the opening stretch. Great second quarter offensively from New York. Great to see Mikal Bridges hitting his corner shots. OG Anunoby hitting majority of his shots. Bringing in the depth rotation that New York has. It's been years since we've been able to talk about the Knicks' depth in detail and really making the impact that they had against the Sixers. Even a guy like Ariel Hukporti bringing great minutes off the bench, plus 22 with 5 and 9. Tyler Kolek bringing good minutes. Deuce McBride in 16 minutes being a plus 16. It's exactly what the Knicks need, because we know the Sixers really only run a lineup of about a six-man lineup. It's their starting 5 and Quentin Grimes off the bench, and if Embiid's banged up, they'll bring in Andre Drummond. I guess I'm looking right now at Dembona barely even played in this one, so not loving what I'm seeing out of Philly for this, but I will say the Knicks love to do this early in series. They love to get hot, dominate a team early, and then kind of mess up when they go to Philly in Game 3 and 4. I'm expecting the Knicks to win Game 2, go up 2-0. I think the real series start when this series goes to Philly. If Philly could take a win at home, that's going to be very important. But game of the weekend, oh my gosh. Timberwolves Spurs second half was so amazing. We saw Victor Wembanyama not really play that well offensively. Broke the playoff record for blocks in a single game. Mind you, yeah, he's 23 years old, guys. 12 blocks for Victor Wembanyama in this one. He had 7 in the first half. But my biggest takeaway, look at this, 11 points, 5 of 17 from the field. He missed a lot of shots inside, and then 0 for 8 from 3. Huge credit to Rudy Gobert, former 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. I thought he played amazing, coming off of a series where he was one of the biggest reasons why Jokic struggled, coming into this series and having to go from Jokic to Wemby, and then still locking up the paint against Wemby. Now, mind you, Wemby has his transition shots. He has his moments where he gets going. But 2 free throw attempts for Wemby and 8 missed threes is exactly the recipe to beat a team like the Spurs, right? You got a guy like De'Aaron Fox struggling from the field. Spurs only hitting 28% of their threes. Not really dominating on the glass like you'd expect a San Antonio Spurs team to do. Not really dominating with their assist numbers offensively. And then, late in that second half, Anthony Edwards came off the bench in this game for Terrence Shannon Jr., who, by the way, has been continuing to impress me more and more. 27th overall pick, if I remember correctly, out of Illinois. He has been amazing filling in for that Anthony Edwards role. Finally, like, a team has a star go down, and they're actually pushing their young talent to, like, actually fill the shoes and accept the role and accept the added responsibilities. Like, I think about, like, Jonathan Kuminga last year when Curry went down. We just, like, threw him in and said, like, go play basketball. It feels like Terrence Shannon Jr. is having success in the system of the Timberwolves and not just, like, playing around him. Love what I saw. Anthony Edwards being disappointed in himself in how he played after dropping 18 points, after not even supposed to be playing in this game. So impressed with Anthony Edwards, so impressed with Rudy Gobert. Mike Conley starting this game after having a lot of coaches' decision DMPs at the end of the season. 6 assists, 0 turnovers. Julius Randle, 21 and 10. Jaden McDaniels, 16 and 5. Very impressive win for Minnesota, specifically how they ended this game. Anthony Edwards getting a couple stops, shutting down Wemby offensively. Just so impressed with what I saw out of that game 1. Detroit held down their fortress at home in game 1 with a 111-101 win over Cleveland. James Harden, Donovan Mitchell, and Max Strus carried the offensive load, but you saw the interior threat of Jared Allen after coming off that 22-19 game. Only 2 points scored. Evan Mobley, 14 points on bad efficiency. I was just very impressed with the others in the starting lineup for the Detroit Pistons. Tobias Harris, 20 points. Duncan Robinson, 19 points. Not only hitting threes, though, making himself an option backdoor cuts, getting to the rim. Asar Thompson bringing great defense on both the perimeter guys in James Harden and Donovan Mitchell. Jalen Duren making impact plays. Finally, right after that Orlando series where we were harping on him for not really attacking Wendell Carter all that well. Jalen Duren, 11 points, 12 rebounds, highest plus-minus for the Detroit Pistons with a plus 17. And very impressed with the bench unit. Dennis Jenkins continues to be a guy that I just rave more and more about. Undrafted free agent, coming out 29 minutes, kind of being the best secondary ball handler that Detroit had in this one. 12 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 steals for Dennis off the bench. As for Cleveland, they're going to have to get more involved in the pick and roll. They got to get their big men more involved if they're going to want to win this series. And I will say, James Harden, now's your chance, man. Now's your chance to continue because you're seeing Detroit banged up. You cannot be having a 1-to-1 assist to turnover ratio against Detroit. 7 assists, 7 turnovers. I mean, Harden, you've been in the league too long to be turning the ball over that much. You just can't do it anymore. We saw it at the first round. That's why Cleveland went 7 with Toronto. Harden, clean up these turnovers if you're going to want to win this series. And this game was close at halftime, technically. It was like an 8-point game. And then the Thunder ran away, holding the Lakers under 20 points in both the third and fourth quarter. LeBron had a great game, 27, 4, and 6. I thought Rui Hachimura had a solid game in terms of statistics. But Austin Reeves, 3 of 16 from the field, not making himself a threat from 3. And then the Thunder. If Shea is going to have under 20 points and they're going to win by almost 20 points, it really makes me think. I think the Thunder team's just going to sweep them. I really do. I don't know if the Lakers take a game. If they go down 0-2 heading back to LA, I don't know what the timeline is with Luka if he's coming back. But yikes. If Shea's not even going to have to shoot the ball at all, and I mean have 7 turnovers in this one to 6 assists, and they're still going to win this game by 18. I just don't really know what the Lakers do to come back and win this series. They're going to need to get off to really hot starts and force the Thunder to come back on them. Even then, they have too much depth with guys like A.J. Mitchell, Lou Dort, Caruso, Jared McCain off the bench, Cason Wallace off the bench. They've got all the depth in the world to match the Lakers. So 18-point win for them over the Lakers. That's going to be my, game 1 of round 2 recap. Tonight we have game 2s for the 76ers Knicks and Timberwolves Spurs. I hope the Sixers can keep it a little bit closer, but I am just actually getting I'm just getting the report right now on my phone. Shams just tweeted Joel Embiid has been ruled out for game 2 tonight against the Knicks. I think the Knicks are going to dominate tonight, if I'm being honest, again in game 2. I wouldn't be surprised if this is another 20 to 30-point win, especially with Embiid being out. No interior defense for the Knicks. No perimeter defense against the Knicks, and no perimeter defense for the Sixers with Maxey. I expect the Knicks to dominate game 2, and I expect the Spurs to come back. I think Wemby's going to drop 30 and 15 tonight, if I'm being honest, in this game. I think he wants to assert himself more offensively, especially after losing game 1. I expect the Spurs to come back and retain home court advantage by winning game 2. And there's going to be my game 1 of round 2 NBA playoffs recap.